Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Check, check, check. 1, 2.
First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Kaleidoscope junkies, monkeys tested, vivisected, neglected like art. Mr. Getty spent $1 billion to bring museums to the masses, but a billion
What's
kids in
this?
LA can't afford to buy canvas.
Welcome, 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 welcome.
It's a new kind of art appreciation to how fast the crime goes on in dark downtown station.
Old school people in the sevens
Jekyll and Hyde
to start the show.
styling like Easter Island.
Poetry day today for me.
Cut you in the
Oh,
face.
yeah.
Truck that drove them hydroplaned on the tears of shattered dreams. Poppy seed candy cane tastes.
You know who this sound like?
Insurance. My life.
Sound like Ray.
Does it really? Very interesting. His name is Jay Ryan. First Guy Omaha in the morning. The press edition is happening right now on October the 10th, 2025. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey.
701. If you believe in the concept of time, you're here with me, Paul B.
Paul B.
He's buddy to God.
Yo.
Getting it going on a Friday, man. Fridays for us is definitely all about the arts, man. It's all about the love supreme, the art that you use to soldier on, to fight the good fight.
Yeah, man.
Even though there's a lot of news that we're gonna be talking about today, we gotta keep that in mind.
Oh,
Keep that
yeah.
in mind. So I don't know if you guys saw the article with Jewel Rogers that is out right now, but man, it's got me inspired to kind of go back and dig back into the archives of some of the poetry stuff I was working on back in the day. So
Man.
yeah, so I appreciate you guys bearing with me this morning on the new track. How you doing today, buddy? How's it
Man, I'm doing good. Feeling good. Got some Z's last night. So,
going?
yeah.
Hey,
Feeling good on a Friday. It's not quite feeling like a Monday like usual. It feels like a Friday a little bit today. So,
okay.
yeah. Feeling
There you
good.
go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. How are you?
Pretty good. Same thing. Yeah, got a little bit of rest. Feeling good on a Friday. It's when you get up and make the decision that you're gonna make it a Love Supreme Friday, then it hits different no
A
matter
little
what's in
bit.
the news. Yeah,
A little bit. A
yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
of course, waking up to be able to speak to all of you chat chimers, and that's the thing too, man. To be able to let's talk about it. Pop says, "Good Friday morning to mad love from Las Vegas." It's always a
Hey.
good thing. It's always
Yeah,
a good
man.
thing. Larry Keister with the Friday Yippee Skippies. I can think it's my turn, isn't it?
I believe so.
Happy Fry yo 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 yip yay yip yay yip yay yay yip yip yo.
I think okay.
Got it?
Might have skipped a yo in there, but I don't know. Y'all let us know how we do.
Here's an extra yo for you.
Yeah.
There you go. Kimmer Snipes gives us a good morning. Good morning to you. Appreciate you getting up early with us this morning. Arrows 402 says, love to the fam. Have you heard the new Slick Rick?
Yeah, man.
Have you seen
Yes.
the videos and films involved with that project?
Man. Got Idris Elba on that thing.
Man, Slick Rick the ruler. Marlon Harrison says, good morning, First Sky family, and happy TGIF, everyone. Appreciate you, bro. Also, Sean McCarthy says, morning, First Sky. First Sky morning. Happy morning, First Sky morning. First day without a job, and I couldn't sleep in because I needed my First Sky fix.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to hear that again as the layoff recipient. Yeah, man. Sorry to hear that, but thanks for tuning in. Thanks for, continuing to make us a part of your morning. If anybody, has a gig for my man, reach out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hopefully one day we will expand everything that we got going on. We need more journalists, so keep writing on top of that.
Hey.
Get busy
Yeah.
with all of it.
Yeah, man.
As much as you can. Michelle Moreno gives us a good morning, everyone. Kimber Snipe says, on this scooter headed to Power Conference at the CHI Conference Center.
Okay.
Yep, heard about this Power Conference. Are you on a scooter?
On one of them
Riding
line
up?
scooters. What them?
That's what's up. She's modern transportation. Go ahead, Kimber. Yeah, we heard about this Power Conference. I wanted to go to that too. I wasn't able to try to get going on it, but I can't wait to hear about it when you come back. We'll talk about it on Monday, hopefully.
Is that an empowerment network thing?
No, I forgot what it was. Somebody hit me to it, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make that. Uh, yeah, I don't have any information on it. So let us know when you get there, Kimra, what's going on with the Power Conference. I just heard there's going to be a lot of folks, a lot of movers and shakers that were going to be there. Is what I was told. So
Okay. What
yeah,
kind of power?
see what it is. We'll jump into a few of the community updates, a few things that is going on too. While we're talking about some things, of course, the 20th week, last one
Man.
for Untamed Summer, week 20, Assembly of the Saints, 4224 North 24th Street from 3 to 7. Looks like everybody gonna be there this time. Come on through. Looks like Big Mama's Rib Shack. They're gonna be doing some eating.
Man.
Real deal eating over there. So yeah, let's get busy. Special word from Trent Tuca. That's what's up. Appreciate
Okay.
that. And Ray Vontae Harris looks like it's gonna be the featured speaker on that day. So this is October 12th, man. Put this in your schedule if you've missed any of this 20 weeks of summer. Highly encourage you go check the last one out for this summer. I know he's ready to go on vacation, boy. After this,
Man,
after
20
20
weeks.
weeks, that's quite an endeavor. So shout out to Sherman Wells, Untamed Summer 20 weeks is coming, big time, big time, big time. We got special guests coming in. They're gonna be talking about this event that's happening, the unforgettable night of live music at the Admiral. I don't know if you guys been at the Admiral yet. The updates they did over there, it looks really great.
I'm gonna call him Sokol. I'm gonna call him Sokol.
Mama call him Sokol. I'm gonna call him Sokol. I love it. I love it. We'll tease this right now because we have Marcos Eduardo that's going to come on. He'll talk about this event a little bit more. He's the one that put the band together that opened for Bud, so we'll be able to talk to him about that situation. I know you've seen him on the news talking about him and Bud grew up. So we'll be talking to Marcos, and we'll also be talking to Calvin Williams, who's been in partnership with them on several events and really bringing some of that North and South Side energy together, which I really appreciate him doing with Freedom Tainment. So, yeah, man, we're gonna have the fellas on, brother Calvin Williams, brother Marcos Eduardo, a
Hey,
little bit later on the show. Do us a favor, share the show. Do us a favor, share it on your Facebook page, and then also share the link from YouTube to anybody who you think would be good coming in on this conversation and having some conversations here. So, we're gonna try to keep it a little bit of Love Supreme Friday, and I'm really kind of looking forward to it. Oh, there you go. Kimber says the Chamber of Commerce thing, previously code. Okay.
right? Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Mama God gives us a good morning. Good morning. Heather Williams says, good morning, everyone. Ariel's 402 says, hit the like button. He used to say, hot the like button. Make it hot.
Make it hot.
Katie L says, good morning and happy Friday, all. Appreciate you very much. I appreciate everybody coming through. If there's anything going on this weekend that we're missing, love to hear about it. Put it in the
Yeah.
chat. Put it on Friends of First Sky Omaha. You know how we exchange information about a lot of things, but especially some of the fun things too. Not just the problems and the issues that are going on in our neighborhoods, but also the fun stuff. So let us know
Yeah.
what you got going on. Might be something good. Highly encourage you. Definitely hit that last 20 week though. I think this is gonna be
Yeah.
the thing to do on Sunday for real.
Man, I ain't seen Marlon this morning. Maybe he's resting up, getting ready to get ready to get down. I saw that menu. Man, yeah,
Yeah,
he was eating.
that's gonna be a three plate day.
Oh
Three plate
yeah, oh
day
yeah, oh yeah. Man,
for
big shout out
Marlon.
to oh yeah, speaking of Marlon, the homecoming thing that is going on this
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah, shout out to Sister Dorothy Johnson organizing that. Yeah, man.
Okay. That's what's up. Yeah, this is happening tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So, if you've been involved with any of the HBCUs or any of the Greek groups, man, this might be something you're looking into here at Nebraska HBCU and Greek Collaborative, the 5th annual homecoming block party. That's what's up.
Man,
Welcome to the yard. It's going to be over there at the Omaha Star, the historic Omaha Star building. So I'm sure they'll be out there with the street all blocked off and having a good time. So from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., might want to slide by. Again, that's happening tomorrow. So that's why we're definitely putting that up right now so you can make your plans to go check it out. And like I said, whatever else you got going on a Saturday, let us know. Love to
man.
know about it.
Yeah, we talk a lot about on the show about club culture. Give a lot of shout out to the social clubs and the motorcycle clubs and things like that. But again, very very active Black Greek community in Omaha, man. So shout out to the Divine Nine out there getting busy.
Love it. Love it. Julie Prinzler is in the chat saying, happy Friday to everyone. I was at the Grand Canyon last week and wore my First Sky Omaha t-shirt.
Okay, okay,
Representing in the canyon. I love it. I
yeah,
love it.
yeah, coast to coast with it.
That's what's up. We do have a few things to talk about though. This is First Sky Omaha, and First Sky Omaha News is part of this. So we
Yeah,
definitely got
man.
to talk about some things coming up. What is today's thread, buddy? What's on your mind?
Yeah, of course, staying on top of some stories that have been developing throughout the season that we've been keeping an eye on. Of course, space is the place. It has many facets to it, but one of them is looking at our space, our physical place, the environment, if you will. So definitely antennas go up when we see a lawsuit goes out against OPPD. Again, something we've been talking about, the North Plant kicking the can down the road. They're supposed to close it, but yet here we are. And now a lawsuit has come out. We'll be diving into what that means. Also, speaking of lawsuits, voting season is around the corner, and Nebraska has been pressured to send their voter registration or voter information to the federal government. Again, there's been a question, or people trying to hold their breath, clutch their pearls, and see if that information will be sent. And apparently, according to the Nebraska Examiner, the Secretary of State, Bob Evnen, is considering that, but a lawsuit is blocking it. So again, we'll get more details on that information and the possibility again of your voter information going up to Trump. Yeah, let me know what you think about that. Also, speaking of Trump, continuing to keep our eyes on the ICE situation by many angles. Actually, one angle hitting close to home. We've been talking about business owners who have been, again, we've seen the roundups of workers who are in facilities working, who are undocumented, being put into ICE facilities. But we asked the question about business owners who are knowingly hiring these people. And now we do have one case where a business owner is being arrested, but same situation, same story, different day, usual suspects. I'll definitely break down exactly what I mean in that situation. But also looking across the state, not just locally. Of course, the Cornhusker Clink is on the way. But now news coming about Douglas County possibly getting an ICE detention center. Yeah, a lot of people speaking up about that. Would definitely love to hear your thoughts. As always, let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard on that situation. And of course, as Paul mentioned, we do have some special guests coming through. Brother Calvin Williams, Brother Eduardo. And again, I will also be looking at Jewel Rogers getting some love in Flatwater Free Press. A little love supreme to end off the show today. As always, again, join the conversation. Let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard. In the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo.
What's the word?
Looks like we're going to get into it. Anthony Rogers Wright is in the chat saying there's a few things going on with that sham lawsuit against OPPD. It's 100% a false flag. Can't wait for you to bring the receipts on that. Most definitely. He said, and OPPD brought this upon themselves and now all of us. It's going to be very interesting, very interesting. Katie L in the chat is giving us a haps. I appreciate that. It says Sunday, October 12th at 10:30 at the Church Art House. We love the Church Art House over there. Shout out to Church Art House, 20th and Vinton Street. Sound bath meditation led by Heavenlyn Russell. Haviland Russell. Am I saying that right? Haviland?
Yeah, that's
cool.
Haviland.
I appreciate that. Thank you for the update on that. We're always wondering what's going on over there at the church. I'd love to be able to connect with them again. Vinton Street has a thriving art scene. Definitely something that we want to talk about on a day like this. Well, for those of you who don't know, the love supreme is kind of what we believe when it comes to how you do your art, how you display your art, how you as an art warrior is fighting against fascism and everything else that's going on around here. And it's a very important thing to do, to remember that, remember who you are, remember your art, and do your art. So this is kind of a day that we say, hey, we can, let's go see some art this weekend type of attitude. Even though we're going to talk about the news, we have this kind of overall thing that we are very much feeling when it comes to remembering your art and being who you are. So shout out to Katie L, shout out to the Church Art House, and everybody that's over there doing the thing. There's people in the crew that's done shows over at the art house, so that's what's up.
Yeah, get down, man. And it's all about the cross section between art and the news, art responding to what's going on in society. And it kind of reminded me, we haven't really talked about it, but did you see that statue of Epstein and Trump in DC?
I want to know how they got that up there so
fast. I was wondering, like, did they just drop that overnight? Like, how did they do that? How?
Yeah,
that's art. That's art warrior. That's an art warrior, man. Whoever the artist, whoever sculpted that, thank you.
We will get back into it here. I see Anthony Rogers Wright is in the chat talking about Senator McKinney. We did see Senator McKinney out speaking as well. He said that he's correct in that the AG is up to shenanigans. The Attorney General doesn't have to win the lawsuit. He basically just put out the environmental racism bat symbol to Trump's Department of Energy. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's definitely a take on it as well. Like I said, we'll get back into it. He says now we can expect DOE to invoke Section 202C of the Federal Power Act to keep the coal burning for some time now. Definitely see this as that. We've been talking about that, kicking the can down the road on shutting down those coal plants. And everybody was calling it early on. They said when these data centers come, they're not going to shut these down. And so here we are. We'll have to talk about it. We'll get back into it. We'll take a break first, and we'll definitely jump back into this conversation. Again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul B. He's buddy to Gawd. Stay tuned,
Hey.
y'all. We'll be right back. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning. While buddy's off for a quick second, just want to remind everybody about Fun Fest that's coming up. This is a event that we're putting on. This is our inaugural event, Fun Fest fundraiser and celebration. Is happening Saturday, October 18th, and it is going to be a happy hour, 5:30 to 7:30. And we're going to do a little celebrating of everybody who's in this realm of news that we're in here. Everybody who is trying to, put something together. Content creators and news people and journalists, and everybody who's with it. So if you have not registered for this yet, I'm going to go ahead and put the registration in here strictly for the chat chimers. Appreciate that very much. Other folks, check your inbox for invites. But this is coming up here. There'll be some drinks, some hors d'oeuvres. We'll give some awards away. We're working on a DJ, so we'll have a little bit of music spinning. Be a nice little event. So definitely check it out. Our first Fun Fest is happening, fundraiser and celebration, and it's going to be at the Omaha Press Club, October 18th, from 5:30 to 7:30. Definitely check it out.
Celebration.
Also, definitely go check out our series that we're putting together, the Lanes of Change series that's happening over on YouTube. If you haven't already checked it out, please check out the latest episode, like and subscribe. A little bit more of a conversation with Mary Ewing on this one, and then we got another one coming with some more of that conversation and other things when it comes to the lanes of change. We've been talking about the lanes of change for a while. We're seeing the different parts of the city doing different things, and we have this vision of those things coming together in order to really make some change. So we're talking about these elements of revolution, all the people that need to come together with the things they do, people and organizations, in order to make some change here. So definitely check that out and get on board and get us your feedback and comments as well on especially on YouTube. Love to hear from you on that. Meantime, between time, let's go ahead and jump into the conversation. Buddy, what's on your mind?
Yeah, jumping right in where Brother Anthony Rogers Wright is, man. Again, talking about this OPPD situation, and this space is the place season. Still looking at our space, the air that we breathe, the place that we call home, and environmental racism. Again, just calling it what it is here on the show. Omaha Public Power District, aka OPPD, has been under pressure, of course, for quite some time now, years. Again, the public, the community calling to move away from coal, again, citing environmental and health concerns. Shout out to Chris Baby Boy Bowling, talking about, again, looking into the asthma and just the rate of asthma that exists in this area and the connection between asthma and just that power plant. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Again, yeah, it's been an issue, and we all know the situation, but what is being done about it? Again, several chat chimers, several of you out there have had conversations, have sat down with leadership at OPPD, and now leadership across the state is chiming up. But we'd love to hear your thoughts. Brother Anthony Rogers Wright already calling it a sham. Let us know what you think. Again, Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilgers is taking legal action following a lawsuit seeking to force OPPD to keep the facility operating as is. Hilgers argues that OPPD's plan to fully transition the plant to natural gas, which is a whole nother can of worms and conversation, argues that would raise costs and reduce reliability for Nebraska residents. He's saying there's almost no doubt that this action will increase costs and decrease reliability in Omaha Again, the North Omaha power plant specifically has long been a focal point for community activists who say pollution has harmed nearby neighborhoods. Actually, back in 2016, OPPD partially converted the facility to natural gas. So part of it is natural gas, and by 2024 announced the plans to be fully natural gas and eliminate coal. However, we know that can was kicked down the road. Big shout out to friend of First Guy Omaha, Cheryl Weston, and fellow content creator who's been very vocal on this issue. She says they aren't taking anything into consideration other than just say, hey, you're the dollars. Again, Hilgers maintains the coal remains an essential part of Nebraska's energy mix, saying in part because we use coal as one of our base load generating fuels, we use natural gas also because of our public power. So again, both, if you ask me, natural gas and coal, not the best options. Of course, there's the whole issue of the gas leak that just happened down on the Deuce, right next to Heart Ministry Center, and more questions and just concerns surrounding that situation. But here we are. Again, Anthony Rogers Wright doesn't believe the lawsuit will have any teeth. It's kind of more show than anything. Paul, what say you?
Yeah, I'm kind of getting the gist of that same idea there. Precious McCusson has some things to say about it too. As a matter of fact, a lot of chat chimers chimed up on this one, on Friends of First Sky and everywhere else, with that same kind of sentiment. Anthony Rogers Rice says black people in Omaha are being choked out by toxic emissions, toxic policies, and toxic police. With quite a statement there. Good morning,
Choked
Wanda
out.
Lewis. Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, so I definitely feel that way. I feel like we already knew that the can was going to get kicked down the road. And this is does feel very performative, and a lot of people are having are saying that. But there as a matter of fact, shout out to Terrell McKinney, Senator Terrell McKinney, put some respect on his name. He's standing out here, where the kids are playing football, baseball, and the coal plant
Mm-hmm.
behind them, and he's bringing home the point that this is unacceptable. Hilgers could have done this in his time in the legislature. He was listing all these places that Hilgers could have done this, and why he's doing it now seems a little bit like Anthony Rogers Wright is saying, like a dog whistle, whether it goes or not. And even if it goes, I mean, that'd be crazy if it went. But if it doesn't go, it's still doing that kind of damage. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really interesting. Like Judy Prince was saying, energy over health. That's what this is all about. Seems like in that way. So definitely appreciate that. Anthony Rogers Wright is also saying Black Alliance for Peace just dropped a new polyzine about OPPD that is available online now. Got that link? Put that link in the chat if you would.
Yeah. Hit us with that.
Yep. Also, Anthony Rogers Wright says there's no such thing as natural gas. It's fracked gas, and we need to stop with the greenwashing.
Man.
Yeah, yeah. That was my other thought too. Is that they were talking about switching those a couple of the coal burning facilities into this natural gas situation, which also has its problems. But to me, it was just a situation. I felt like he was the Hilgers was is the he's the dude that has no ties to North Omaha. Is not over there. Does not really care too much about any of the emissions that are happening in North Omaha, and is looking at this from a strictly financial view, which I think is thin as well. You know what I'm saying? Like from what I looked into, it don't seem like the dependency on these things when they turn. It's not like they were talking about shutting the plant down. They were talking about changing over from coal.
Mm-hmm.
So this seems to me like it's one of those power plays for coal. Like we all were like, what are you talking about when Trump was talking about keeping these coal plants open all over the country, and here we are still talking about coal. Nobody's making any progress towards any renewable. So yeah, it's one of those things, man. He's naturally gonna be on the wrong side of that, chiming up now about it.
Man, I mean that's kind of the idea. I think it might, how much money have they made already off of those types of resources as far as not being renewable? Who follow the money, follow the money. Whose pockets are getting lined with these decisions? Definitely not ours. And actually, it's the opposite because to Senator McKinney's point, he says this is a bad argument because rates are scheduled to go up and the coal plant is still online anyway. I mean, this is not saving anybody money. So what is the real point of this lawsuit? He goes on to say rates are going up because of all these data centers and development that is going on. So, yeah, man, make it make sense. It's not adding up.
Please don't. 7:24 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we do have special guests coming on. I want you to stay tuned for them. Brother Calvin Williams, Brother Marcos Eduardo are going to be joining us here shortly. So get ready for that. Do us a favor, share the show. And we're right in the midst of talking about some news here, but I'm going to jump in the chat real quick. I see RG in the chat saying, "Morning, y'all. Just leaving my gym. Got to keep my corn-fed Negro status." That's what
All right.
right. Stay buff, stay buff. For sure. Appreciate that very much. Pops, we were talking a little earlier about that statue. He said if you're talking about the statue of Trump and Epstein frolicking and holding hands, they had it up. Trump followers tore it down. The artist recovered it, fixed it, and put it back up. That's crazy.
Man.
The art of the war of art, the art of
Hey.
war.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I love
That's
it. I love it.
Banksy.
For real. Linda Lathan gives us a good morning. Good morning. Some sunshine as well. Brother Valadares is in the chat saying Buenos dias. Good morning
Peace.
to you. Marianne Williams says Hilger's ties are with energy companies. We haven't talked about that explicitly yet, but it's interesting that he's chiming up about this. And you can easily look and see where he has ties, and energy companies is one of them.
Man,
Interesting.
follow the money.
Follow the money. So I appreciate that. Also, Tony Johnson in the chat is saying, is there a funded environmental justice group in North Omaha that can do independent testing and assesses to show his claims are inaccurate? Not that I know of. If you find one, let us know. I'd love
Yeah,
to hear
yeah.
that.
We'll spread the
Yep,
word.
yep. With that, we're going to go ahead and jump into the next subject.
Mhm.
Again, it's 7:26 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, and then you're in Omaha, Nebraska. This is First Sky Omaha. So, yeah,
Hey.
if you're here and you're with it, do us a favor, share the show, get everybody in here. Let's have a discussion, buddy. What's next on the agenda?
Yeah, man. Moving from one lawsuit to the next. This coming out of Nebraska Examiner. Apparently, Secretary of State Bob Evnen is weighing in and considering this request from the U.S. Department of Justice to send over voter registration data, and I'm talking about all of it. Again, names, addresses, date of births, driver's license numbers, even the last four of your social security number. Again, the saying is that they want the information to ensure accurate voter registrations. Of course, still pushing this whole agenda, this whole rhetoric, this whole idea that there's been rampant voter fraud in specifically Democrat led states. Again, and even some states led by Republicans have also declined or are pushing back against this request, again, against federal efforts to gather data over state laws protecting data and privacy concerns. Again, several courts over the years have pretty much all but debunked this idea that there is rampant voter fraud and things like that. But yet here we are again. Critics are questioning the safety and potential national security risk of letting any administration consolidate such voter data in one place. Also, given the fact that there's already been several data breaches nationally compromising our personal information, and yet here we are with that information now going into more of shaky hands, if you will. Of course, the question of what they're going to do with that is a valid question. There's actually a real concern. Whispers that I'm hearing that Republican parties or Republican-led states, kind of similar to what you've seen actually in Georgia, where I am now, there's a lawsuit against the Secretary of State here for, again, kowtowing to Trump pressure to, again, swing the election. Let's just call it what it is. Influence the election directly. If you remember, Trump actually directly called out governors in the past for, again, not pressuring and not being very aggressive in their investigations of voter fraud and things like that. So again, here we are, midterm elections. Trump trying to again bolster his base, get more in Congress, get more in the courts across the states. And Nebraska might go for it.
Here comes Bob Evans with it.
Here he comes. Here he comes. And just another chapter in the latest saga of, again, Nebraska leadership, not just Bob Evnen, but Illin Pillin. Man, I mean, we can go through the whole gambit, you know what I mean? And now we'll get into a little later on, but even Sheriff Hanson kissing up to the ring. That is the Trump regime. So here we are. Get ready
Here
for it,
we are.
y'all.
One point I wanted to make too, when we posted about this a few weeks back, that this was a possibility. Keatron Zykel, who is a journalist, a partner and journalist of ours, asked the question: are they also going to be asking for voter information? was party information.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, even though a lot of the news channels kept that low, we dug a little bit and did find out, yes, they're going to be not just asking for your ID and everything else, but your party affiliation, because you know what kind of war they got going on with the Democrats right now. So they'll be looking at who you voted for on top of having all your information when they find out. And we've already seen attacks, political attacks on politicians, even.
Man, and really, this was kind of hitting me in this very moment is how dangerous this could be given the national security order we read on Wednesday.
Right.
If you haven't heard about it, NSPM 7, which again is a directive to national security, to intelligence operatives around the nation to domestically investigate organizations, individuals, platforms that spew a certain rhetoric. And again, there is a bipartisan war that's going on. Like Trump has directly said that there's an enemy from within. He is already targeting Democratic led states. As Paul mentioned, there's already been Democrats who have been targeted. Houses are
Killed.
being burned. Yeah, people are being killed. So, you know, the possibility of one, people's social media is being scrubbed, and then your voter history being pulled. It's a dangerous situation. Could American voters be targeted next?
Like I said, they're being targeted now, low key. So it is something to be concerned about. I just want to reiterate something that we've been talking about this past couple shows, which is all this underground chatter that we're hearing from alternative news groups and other people who are in politics and in defense and in media, talking about really starting to strip back away your social media presence. And you know, that is definitely something that we have to consider. Everything that we're doing, we do on social media. We have to figure that out. We've had a discussion already about moving some things around so that they are not so public, because of the fact that they're definitely looking. So here we are. You know what we can have control over, the things we can have control over. You know, if this is ever a time to decide to stop giving all your information to the broligarchs, it's probably now, especially if you have been outspoken, because they will go back and you know, may use your stuff against you just like they have been already. The minute that they started indicting rap stars for the lyrics in their music was when I go, oh, okay, they're gonna start looking at all your media and try to paint a picture of you. So this is something to consider, and like I said, I have to reiterate considering that.
Man,
Consider pulling back on that stuff. They're suggesting take pictures of your kids off. Any inclination of where it is you live, you probably should take all that kind of information off. Go to all the social media programs that you use and look at the privacy settings. Look and see if you can be tracked. Take all of that stuff off. We were already, you know, like I said, this has been months long now, because you know, months ago they were already looking at your phone at the airport, and we had to get some instructions on how to stop that. Take the face recognition off of your phone and go back to using a code, and then plead the fifth, so you don't have to give them the code, so they don't have to open your phone and see that you said something about Kirk or something like that, because then you'll be detained. So this is all stuff that is kind of going on. They're testing it out here and there, testing it out in this city, testing out in that airport, testing out over here and over there. They're doing all this testing out so they can do it on a mass scale, and this is what we're moving towards. Take some action.
man, and I mean, inform yourselves. That's pretty much the the thing that we're here for right now. And as you're kind of talking, man, I just had a blast from the past as far as like America, man. We've been here before. Remember the Red Scare?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
We've seen it
exactly.
before. We've seen it before. Before we go to a break, I just want to jump back in the chat real quick. Anthony Rogers Wright is saying Trump's DOJ just indicted Sister Letitia James, a true AG, and OG too,
Yeah,
from the great state of New York, but he does not want to mess with Tish, who kicked his butt before he got reelected. So yeah, she was the one that successfully sued him, I believe, and now she's getting some retaliation. So we'll see on that. More to come on that for sure. Ariel's 402 says once the government gets the voter information, They will have a list of gun owners' addresses and go after the other parties and disarm them.
Man,
Wasn't thinking about that part.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, you just got to look at how this rhetoric around political violence is being used.
right. Mama God says not spew certain rhetoric, but simply having an ideology or political view not aligned with this administration.
Right.
Definitely, but we also have seen him get his feelings hurt every time somebody says something bad about him. As a matter of fact, if you say something about him, he'll go after you even harder than anything, just because of the way he responds to those types of things. So he's been really responding towards when people who have something bad to say.
Yeah.
This whole thing with Kirk, we haven't really gotten into anymore, but he's telling me before the show about how all these colleges got to have a street named after him now. You just want to speak up against this dude, then it's almost like you're speaking up against a saint in their eyes now, and you should be thrown in jail for saying something. So, and
Man,
trust me, we're in that. Where this is, Buddy said something earlier that stuck with me too. It would be funny if there wasn't these people in charge.
man, it would be completely just laughable if
Laughable.
this wasn't being thrust upon all of us. And again, if you, I know I'm preaching to the choir for y'all, but feel free to use this as a talking point. Like if you don't see that an agenda is being pushed, where else has anybody got assassinated in less than 2 months later, had a national holiday, streets named? How long did it take Martin Luther King Jr. to get a holiday, to get streets named after him? How long did it take Malcolm X? And yeah, RG, I know, fam, you like, why are they putting a Charlie Kirk Street on the HBCU?
On
Is
an
this not an
HBCU.
agenda? Let's keep it
Yeah.
moving because I have, or you,
Yeah, let's do that because again, I want to reiterate here. We know there's an agenda. That's not even in part of the conversation anymore. Like, yes, it's an agenda. If you don't believe there's an agenda now, then you don't need to. You can go somewhere else to get the preliminaries to get you up to speed. But we done,
man,
we done saying stuff to prove the agenda. The agenda's here.
man,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Let's move on.
we're done with the shock and awe because again, we all know, and we're never surprised now with this news because we've been asking the question about the ICE situation. We know that workers have been round up. We know that again, individuals who are trying to survive, put food on the table, they've been round up and put behind bars. But we asked the question, what about the business owners that
Mm.
knowingly hire these people? And we do have a report of a business owner being arrested for this very situation, but it's not surprising who this brother is. Again, when I say brother, this is a Mexican national. Again, Mr. Manuel Garcia, who's the owner of the Dos de Oros food truck, is now being charged with encouraging or inducing illegal entry for allegedly recruiting people from Mexico and paying them to be smuggled into the United States. Interviewers or former employees, record checks, and source information indicate that Garcia has facilitated the smuggling of illegal aliens, primarily from Mexico, for the purpose of employment at Dos de Oros. Again, that's according to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, who we'll be talking about a little later on. SWAT, along with Homeland Security, executed 9 search warrants in relation to a labor trafficking investigation. Omaha Police Department, Bellevue Police Department, Nebraska State Patrol, U.S. Bureau of ATF, and DEA, and the IRS and the FBI all assisted in the investigation. So essentially, every federal agency. Manuel Garcia, again, who owns Dos de Oros taco truck that operates out of the parking lot of O'Reilly's near 24th and D Park Boulevard, appeared in federal court on Thursday, according to the affidavit. The investigation, which actually started in 2019, was provided by a tip from FBI in Minneapolis, included Manuel Garcia, his wife, his mother, and his father, his son, and other relatives. So essentially, the whole family went down.
We've been talking a lot about what happens to the companies that are hiring these people that everybody is saying is illegal. Instead of them going after these workers, why are they not going after the companies? Here they are going after a company, and yeah, it just so happens that it's another Latino
Right.
individual that is the company this time. So We'll see. I mean, there's a lot to this. They got tips from Minneapolis. Means this has been going on for a while and so on. But yeah, it's. I think it's very interesting that that the one time we are hearing that somebody is doing something about the employers of these people they consider illegal, and this is what it happens to be. So
Man, I mean, Linda Lathan is spot on, man. Again, so the food truck guy, the small food truck guy that, not
right,
the pig farmers
right,
or
not
the
the vacuum
owners of
truck.
these plants. Right. Again, Pillen is the biggest pig farmer in the state. He doesn't have any undocumented workers that he's hiring.
Probably not now. Probably got rid of them real quick. Say, hey, send them to the one in the branch in
Man,
Illinois somewhere. Marianne Williams says, "Don't forget that they are rounding up people that are here legally too. This is something to definitely keep mentioning every time we mention about the roundups, because how many people have first of all 90 something percent of them have not been criminals. They've been 90% of the pickups have been out in public at work,
mm-hmm.
and then there's a percentage of people who are actually U.S. citizens still getting picked up just because they're brown, because now Supreme Court says you can what do they call it, just because like they can look at you and say, hey,
Oh,
you're
profile. Yeah.
profile, thank
Yeah,
you,
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
racial profile now, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Craziness.
Coming
Appreciate
good.
it. Yeah, appreciate everybody in the chat who's fired up on this for sure. I think that this is going to be interesting stuff. Did we talk about Sheriff Hansen yet with this?
No, man, we can just go ahead and dive into it, man, because
Yeah, let's
it's
do it.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And again, this goes back to the idea. One, you already see there are ICE investigations going on continuously in Nebraska, and the idea that what we're seeing in Chicago, what we're seeing in Portland, and other cities across the nation won't make its way to Omaha is quickly. I mean, I already had a sense of feeling like, yeah, this is possibly make its way to Omaha. But now, the more I see, the more I'm thinking like it's more so an inevitability. First of all, we already know Cornhusker Clink is moving forward. That is on the way. Again, those in the legislature are doing all that they can to block their fellow senators from getting any information. Again, there's been at least 3 requests for public hearings from senators that have all been blocked. Again, no information coming out from the Pillen administration, and yet here we are now, possibly days, maybe weeks away from the Cornhusker Clink being open, and now hearing news of not just the Cornhusker Clink, but Sheriff Aaron Hansen opening up his yap and calling for Douglas County to be used as a Douglas County facility. Thank you, as you see on your screen, to be used as an ICE detention center. Something that I've already heard whispers about earlier this year. We've already spoken to Council or Commissioner Roger Garcia about it. If you remember, we had him on the show when the first ICE raids happened at Glen Valley, and I asked him directly, what's the possibility? What's the word on Douglas? Because I'm seeing reports, I'm hearing discussion. What's the possibility of Douglas County being used to hold ICE detainees? And again, he mentioned then and is echoing that now, that the county, as far as Douglas County, has not and is not in any conversation or contract with ICE to hold any ICE detainees. But again, if Aaron Hansen has his way, and I'm sure he's not the only one who's feeling that way, I'm sure Don Klein has something to say about this. They will be using that. Again, according to Garcia, there has not been, and he does not anticipate any entertaining of ICE contracts, and as he says, anytime in the foreseeable future. But again, as we know with these things, just got to see. Just got to see
Definitely
how it
got to
plays
see.
out.
For those of you that have not gone over what Sheriff Aaron Hansen said on this subject, then go check it out on Friends of First Sky Omaha. Those open letter press releases are there. You can go down and check those out as well. Also, in the article Buddy's talking about is what Chair Douglas County Board of Commissioner Chair Roger Garcia said, saying that they do not anticipate any of this, and they weren't there when they had those discussions and so on. So definitely go check that out. And if you happen to know Brother Garcia, then definitely have this conversation, because we are seeing some comments in Friends of First Sky Omaha saying that he did have knowledge of this. He had been in contact with him. So we're looking into that and seeing about whether or not there's some receipts on that. So shout out to the chat chimers who are kind of digging in as well to see what's going on and asking the questions, thinking critically, asking critical questions here on all these subjects. What is it? What does it actually mean? Are any of these people speaking to each other? Do they know? What's the idea here? What's the plan here? What's going to happen? So I'm glad that we had Brother Garcia on, and we were able to speak to him firsthand and ask those questions, and we'll see how it plays out in the end.
Yeah, yeah. Also in the article, there is a organization that's being kind of wrapped up into this, LULAC, which is the League of United Latin American Citizens. According to Hansen, in his statement, he announced that his office has been in conversation with LULAC to discuss humane and accountable detention practices. The sheriff said that while his office in LULAC, Nebraska, hold different perspectives on whether the county should enter into detention agreements, their dialogue, he says, quote unquote, reflects a commitment to transparency and community input. According to Elsa Aranda, who's a state director for LULAC, she says that she has offered to help develop independent oversight structures and detainee support frameworks to ensure fairness. Again, however, LULAC, which is a national organization, their spokesman David Cruz told Nebraska Examiner that the sheriff's statement was premature and that any inference that LULAC is either supporting or endorsing or approving such a project will be inaccurate. So again, here's Aaron Hansen kind of on his own on this, but trying to frame it like he has support.
7:46 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we'll have more on that in a minute. We'll take a quick break and come back with our special guest. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul B. He's Buddy the Gawd. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, y'all.
Hey.
Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul B. He's Buddy the Gawd, and we got Brother
Hey.
Marcos Eduardo in the chat. Good morning.
Peace.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Can you hear me?
Doing, brother?
Loud and clear. Thanks for joining us.
All right, cool.
Hey, welcome first time on First Sky, man. How you doing?
Good, man. It's a beautiful morning. Gonna be a beautiful day.
Yes, sir. I like that painting in the back. I like that.
Yeah, you like that? Somebody gave it. That's a good background for what we're doing, man.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, for those of our audience that don't know who you are, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let them know.
Yeah. So you want the short name or the full name? The full name, the Spanish names. You're thinking what? Marcos Eduardo Mora Barrientos.
Okay.
Yeah.
We like to honor those ancestors.
Oh yeah. We got long names in the black community too, man.
That's right. There's the same reason, man. Honoring the ancestors.
There you go.
You're a musician, and
musician. Our family's actually celebrating 100 years this year. Being here in Omaha. My grandfather was a musician. We got pictures of them. All the way dating back to the 30s. I started performing when I was 7 years old on 24th Street.
Man.
So yeah, we got a lot of history of the arts and civic engagement. My uncle's one of the founders of Latino Center of the Midlands, which used to be the Chicano Winter Center. Mm-hmm. So we've always been very active in community and music.
It sound like a brother of ours. That's exactly what we are. A couple of musicians that want to get active out here as well. So
yeah, I hear that.
Love that. And we also got history on the north side of 24th with my great grandfather with the Allen Showcase, and family members that are musicians and the whole nine. So we got something in common there. I love that.
There you go. Hey, we connecting us all right down 24.
I love it. I love it. The East Side is what we call it, man. Ain't no separation.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Hey, while we're talking real quick, I want to go ahead and bring in our other guest, Brother Calvin Williams, is in the chat as well. Good morning, Brother Williams. How you doing? Okay, he's working on. Can you hear us? Hey, you there? Okay, he got a little technical difficulty there. We'll let him. Why don't you try restarting so you can come back in real quick?
Yeah, kind of lagging.
Yeah. We have that. That happens often. I know where his office is at, so I know very good reception over there. But as long as we still have you, brother, of course, everybody is got your name out there now because of what we saw on the news. You were able to, you and your band opened up for Bud Crawford with the fight. So those of you that are trying to put two and two together, this is what Brother Eduardo. This is where you've seen his face before. He was just on the news talking about his relationship with Bud, and you guys grew up together, and he asked for you guys to open. Is that right?
Well, just to clarify, so I was the trumpet, so that Rosendo is the one that has, and I actually gave him the link, so I'm hoping that he still chimes in here pretty soon. He's actually he's working. Okay. But you know, he actually just kind of I didn't even know the whole story, but I was sitting with him yesterday because we're having our concert today, and he was kind of telling me the whole thing. And you know, yeah, I mean, him, if you saw some of the pictures, he's known Bud since they were young. When they,
Rosendo, that's right,
you know, Rosendo Robles. So, but he's kind of the lead singer, and it was him and Bud that kind of put it together. So I was kind of cool. You know, I'm focused with all the different festivals of musicians, so I was able to support and go down there, you know, to Vegas with them. But that night I was on the trumpet.
Man, I mean, how was that though?
Oh man, it was surreal, man. The whole thing was surreal. You know, walking into stadium, 70,000 people, the roar of the crowd. I mean, you had like stars and people passing you by. You know, it was like we were in just the mix of the whole thing, man. It was really dope. I mean, I hate to say it, but you're never going to get nothing like that. That someone says, "Oh, you can get it's like 70,000 people and be streamed to that many people."
Yeah,
that don't happen every day, man.
Was that your largest crowd?
Yeah, you know, when we did CeeLo Green this last year, you know, that was a big thing for us. You know, CeeLo was cool, and we got to open up for him. And Calvin, he'll be able to comment on this too. That was the largest crowd that they've ever seen down at Jean Leahy Mall.
Man.
And so that was big, you know, to do 10,000 people, you know, an international star. I thought, well, that's it. That's the pinnacle, you know, my career. But then when we got to do that, I thought, man, that was one level up. So that was cool.
That's cool. The band that played is a collective, or is that a set band already, or was it a collective of a bunch of musicians?
It was Rosendo has his primary band, but there was a collective because Crawford really wanted, you know, this to be big. So there was a lot more instruments in there, more than the norm that we normally have. Right. We were in the parade, and we performed the song a bunch of times in the parade, which was more of a raw rendition, because you can do that song in a lot of different renditions of it. But that in this one, the recorded version, we had a lot more horns and stuff in it. Which that new style, there's a new style of kind of Mexican genre of music that has a lot of horns in it. So it's a really cool sound. So that's what we had done on that one.
Man. Can you kind of speak to the significance of, like, especially in, you know, the social climate right now, everything going on with ICE, like having mariachi on a national, international level like that, and you're just honoring the art, honoring the culture?
Yeah, you know, well, one is, we know throughout history there's always been the suppression against people of color, you know, and right now with this whole atmosphere going on, it's pretty ugly, and you know, a lot of families are facing a lot of turmoil, a lot of scaredness, and what this really did for the community was just give it some light out there, you know. I think our community has been really, you know, one is we're all proud of, you know, Terrence Crawford for what he's done, and then I think on the other aspect is, you know, the musicians, them seeing us and like, wow, you know, that's really cool. That's, you know, that's what's up, that, you know, to see us be able to do that and accomplish that and show some positive light to this world, right? You know, to really just shed a little light, because music really brings us all together sometimes. And, you know, so we go, you know, when we go out here, there, I see people all the time, and they all have positive comments, man. So it really brings a little joy to them, even though a lot of us are going through some things here right now, but there is a little positive joy. And music always brings us together. And the other thing too is a lot of people don't know there's a really vibrant music scene, kind of underground. A lot of people don't know about it, but there's a lot of musicians, a lot of bands, a lot of music that we never had back in the day. Used to only be a couple styles back at the time of my mom and dad and all that, but now there's a big genre of music. And I was just calling out somebody that I was saying, hey, we got all these Latin groups. We probably got more genres, probably more than top 40 now, because top 40 used to be a big thing right back in the day. But there's a lot of Latin groups. And I told them they don't even got no Latin category in the Omaha Entertainment Awards. I was like, I said, you got one of the biggest genres. I love blues, and there used to be a lot of blues bands, but there ain't as many blues bands as there used to be. There's not as many these bands and that bands like there used to be, but there's a lot of Latin groups. There's got to at least be 30 to 40 Latin groups. 20 groups generate about $7.5 million back in the economy. These groups keep busy. They're gigging 3 to 10 gigs a week in about 3 to 4 states.
Bro,
So,
I gotta tell you, man. I'm on the board at OEAAs. We have been talking about this very subject, and I highly suggest, if you were inclined at all, that you would be a perfect person to maybe go do some advisory on that board and get and break it down. Part of the issue is that everybody doesn't know what you just said. That there's all these different genres and all these different bands out there. So the people that are paying attention to this need that insight, need your insight. So I'm gonna hit you up later, because like, we need to have this discussion over there for real, for real.
Man.
See, I put myself out there now, huh?
That's right. You put yourself out there just like that trumpet you play. You out front. You out front with it. Looks like Calvin came in and came back out. He looked like he's having some technical difficulties, so we apologize for that. If he comes back, then we'll definitely jump him in here and have a little discussion, because I want to talk a little bit about this show. First of all, is this show that is coming up here? Let me see if I can grab the flyer. Yeah,
So
this
that's
is the
tonight?
one coming up. Is this tonight?
Yeah, that's tonight.
7 p.m.
Yeah, 7 p.m. So, an unforgettable night of live music. Is this a thing that you and Calvin are putting on together? Is this tell us just a little background on this show here?
Yeah, Calvin's been doing a lot of, me and Calvin's been started working the last couple of years together, and it's been a great collaboration. And we did the whole Unity Fest, bringing us all together on that. And then this came up, and Calvin says, hey, let's do something with this. And he had some connections, and he gave them a call and said, hey, they had an opening date. And so we got the date and said, let's do this. Let's try it and see how it goes. So we got a bunch of different groups. Again, remember, so we had this collective group. So what we did is everyone brought in their own little group. And then at the end, we're going to have one big jam. So yeah,
Nice.
it's all going to be happening tonight.
I love it.
I see on the flyer you got the Santana tribute. I mean, you got Santana in the background. Can you kind of speak to that? What's with the tribute?
So tribute's kind of in right now. Everybody's doing these tributes, and I love guitar. I always loved playing guitar, and I was playing in the mariachi band, playing the guitarron, which is a big bass guitar, and I really hadn't played guitar. And back when I was younger, I used to I loved blues and soul music, and a lot of my teachers were just were older Black guys, from back in the day, Chicago, Kansas City, and I learned a lot of stuff. And then I stopped playing guitar because I was playing in the mariachi group, so I really missed the guitar. So I thought, well, how could I still play a lot of guitar? And I thought, well, I was tributes in, so I thought I'll do a Santana tribute. I get to play lead all night.
Getting down. Okay.
I love
Let it loose. Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
Well, tonight,
Legendary
7 p.m.,
dude.
y'all. Tap in.
Yeah, man, legendary dude. Somebody in the chat is saying they love that print back there too. It's that tribute. So I love that. I love that you're doing that. It's a real thing that ties the communities together. Really, that's how I view Brother Santana, tying the communities together in a big way. We all know his work in the Black community as well, and then those of us that are also kind of modern rockers as well know that he's married to Cindy Blackman, who was Lenny Kravitz's drummer, and that tied a whole bunch of things together. Then she's still touring, doing things, man. So I'm loving it, and I love the big band situation that you guys got going on too, man. I love the fact that there's such a big band. There's nothing like a bunch of players on stage playing together, showing togetherness and single-mindedness of thought and spirit and feeling. And I love it, man. I love it very much. I love what you guys are doing over there. And the more I learn about the genres, the more I really, really appreciate the rich diversity that we got in this in our city.
Man,
I grew up in Southern California, bro, so the mariachi is just innate for me, and I'm just I'm loving that it's getting the praise that it is. Let me ask you real quick. It's coming up on 8 o'clock right now, second hour of First Guy Omaha in the morning.
in
We're
the
here with Brother
morning,
Marcos. Oh yeah, my bad. Stepped on your line there. First Guy Omaha in the morning.
in the morning.
That's right. We're brother with Brother Marcos Eduardo here, and he's telling us about this show that's happening tonight, 7 o'clock at the Admiral. An unforgettable night of live music. Man, if I can break out and make my way down there, I'm definitely gonna check this out because I'm loving seeing what you got going on. You mentioned a little earlier though that you also in your family you have a legacy of just being in civics and kind of community based stuff as well. We have this theory we call the love supreme theory. You know, brother Carlos Santana's favorite dude is a John Coltrane. So
Yeah.
the love supreme
Yeah,
is our theory about how you take your art and you do what you're talking about doing, bringing people together, giving them a little bit of light when there's some trouble. And art is really the only thing that can do that, or especially music is really one of the only
man.
things that can really do that. So tell us about your relationship between building community, coalition building, using your art, using the musicians and the different genres that you guys have there, and to bring people together. Tell us a little bit about that kind of work.
Well, I'm involved in the festival, so we're always bringing national acts, but then also highlighting our local groups. And then, we recently started because kind of like you refer the East Side, right? Always
Mhm.
has this kind of negative perception that it's not safe, it's not this. With there's a lot of good food, there's a lot of good people, there's a lot of this and that. So we started a event. Now we're going on our third year coming up, in 2026, but it's called Mi Casa Su Casa. My house is
Yeah.
your house. Come in our house and check it out. So what we've done, it's a networking event, and we're really trying to bridge people that usually don't come in our community. And the reason why I say that, we're talking about the music, but because when you come in, you're going to get some networking, but you're going to get some of the food, but you're also going to get some of the music and the culture.
Mhm.
We have dancers, we have singers, we have the musicians, and it really gets a chance to highlight that so we can show you part of our culture, because we all start dancing and having a good time. And we were at a networking event last night and they started playing some Latin music. And all of a sudden you seen us all dancing. I know they were thinking, what's going on over here? It's like, we just feel in the moment, and we
Right.
want, people to understand and feel, hey, it's just a good vibe. We all here to just enjoy the moment. And kind of like you said, just I'm kind of a love and peace person too, man. It's like, can we
Yeah,
all just get along, man? I don't like to have that negative vibe in my system, so always just trying to have that. And so it's great to share all these genres and all these different musicians to highlight them. So I'm always pulling in different musicians, different acts, so people get exposed to them, because there's a lot of them.
man. That cultural exchange. That's what it's about. Actually, speaking of that, I gotta ask. Anthony Rogers Wright is asking in the chat. Can you ask a brother what he thinks about the silly MAGA controversy over brother Bad Bunny? Because regardless of how many good vibrations we try to put out there, there's gonna be some people who are always gonna have something to say. But again, a lot of people are actually excited about Bad Bunny performing. And what are your thoughts?
There's always going to be the spectrum of, good and bad haters. And, it's part of the whole game, unfortunately.
Yeah, man.
But I think, music is beautiful no matter what it is. It's how you feel the moment and how they put on the show and how they convey it. And Bad Bunny's doing some,
Man.
some dope stuff across the world,
Right.
and unfortunately we're just at a time in the United States, it's just ugly, and so I know there's some people not going to like it, but there's going to be a whole group of people that are going to love it. And I think, again, music's universal, that, you should just feel the moment, going with a open heart,
Yeah,
and
man.
feel that moment, feel that vibe, feel that music, you move to it. When you see there's some salsa movement and dancing and stuff around town, you see a lot of just regular old people, maybe they don't even got a lot of rhythm, but they still trying, and they're trying to feel that, they're feeling the moment. So
Hmm.
hopefully more people will just open their hearts a little bit. We got to get rid of some of this hate in ourselves, and hopefully
Man.
they'll open up themselves and say, hey, I'm here. It's to have a good time at the Super Bowl. And the music is part of it. They've always had different genres, they just got to embrace that. So
Yeah, they can be mad if they want to. We gonna have a good time. We gonna
Oh yeah,
celebrate.
and that's what I'm seeing. A lot of people excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot more
I
people.
went to there's a whole new movement of a Mexican genre, like it's called corrido tumbado. And it's really the young kids movement. And we haven't had enough Latinos to have a big concert at the CHI. This last year was the first year that we were able to accomplish that, to get over 10,000 Latinos at the CHI,
Nice.
because our numbers were never there. But that was because of the young people. And the reason why I tell you that is because the artist Peso Pluma, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Peso Pluma, but he's really big. And I've heard this name. It's like, who's this Peso Pluma? But he's huge, around the country. And I went to the concert again, not knowing the music, not knowing anything about it. It's like this young Latino music. So I go, let me check this out, man. And again, I don't know any of the songs. By the end of the night, I'm over there jumping. I'm with the kids. I'm over here like this, just again, embracing that moment.
Yeah,
And
man.
the concert and the show was dope, man. They had like dancers and they had theatrics and music, and it was a good show. So I think when you go into music, you just got to have an open heart. I mean, I just went and saw a country. I'm not into country that much, but I knew the guy was a good guitarist. Actually, I got his guitar over Keith Urban. Keith Urban, I think you can see that over there. I bought his signed guitar.
Nice.
I'm not a big country person, but I thought, man, I'm going to check this out, and it was cool. It was cool. So music is just universal, man.
Yeah, man.
Really is, and it can't. And sometimes, even when people are trying to act salty about it, sometimes it just can't be denied. So even these haters that are out here, they dancing to Bad Bunny in their living room when nobody's looking anyway.
Oh yeah,
So
oh yeah.
it is
Tapping
what
their
it
toe,
is.
singing in the shower.
This show that's coming up here is a highlight of so many different looks like genres and even musicians from mostly East Side. And I gotta say, this it looks like to me that there's this collective that's happening that is being brought together here that is primed to explode in other communities. We don't really think too much about what people call the mainstream community too much, but we do we do think about what the Black community is looking at. And I know that you guys have been on our radar because of the situation with Bud Crawford. Those of us that don't really know too much about the genre or spend too much time going to some of these shows. Some of us do, but some of us don't. So it's interesting that this is happening, and I'm wondering if you're seeing that. Are you seeing more attention from different communities now that this opening happened with at the fight? Is that something that has been having you guys' phone ring off the hook for gigs and stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah, definitely for Rosendo. Rosendo's, the lead singer, and he's been getting more gigs. I know he's going to he's got a gig tonight, and then he's got another show tomorrow. Then after that, they're heading to Vegas, then California. They're going there. Yeah, it's been popping off for him a little bit more. I'm always busy. I don't do as much. Back in the day, I used to gig a lot. So I don't gig as much as I used to. But Rosendo definitely, he's like he's like a Mexican Elvis, boy. He's a performer. He gets out there and he moves, and he does a good show. And him and I have been performing the last couple of years together. We did Jazz on the Green this last year, and he's just a dynamic performer. You're going to get entertained when you go see Rosendo. And he does some English stuff too. We do some stuff in English, and we change the rhythms, and we put some Latin rhythms too. It's like, okay, I know this song. Ooh, but it feels good. What's that rhythm you put on it, So Rosendo's just a dynamic performer. And I love performing with him because when I get on guitar, I like to feel the vibe, and so does he. And so, so people have been, recognizing us and, calling, and, we see people on the street. So yeah, it's been really cool. It's been really cool. Open up those doors.
It's interesting, man. Like, as you're kind of breaking it down, you don't think of Nebraska as being a diverse place. You just don't. You don't. But as you're breaking it down, like, I'm starting to think of different artists from different backgrounds that I'm just now, like this year, becoming familiar with the work that you guys are doing. Shout out to Kusher Snazzy. I just heard about Antoine X, who's apparently a really big Native American artist out of Nebraska. Like, I didn't know. And I'm an artist myself, so I can just imagine your casual listener out there. It's just so much art, talent that comes out of Nebraska alone. Is very interesting.
Yeah. And I think it's it's going to be the answer. It's the answer. We are really, this is Love Supreme Friday, bro. We're really trying to push this whole idea because it brings people together. Like the brothers, like Brother Eduardo is saying right now, brings people together. and it provides light in a time of trouble and darkness. And that's the only thing that really wins anybody over. Anybody ever got won over to quit being a hater on certain groups of people? It's because they came through the culture first. They like the music, they like the food, they admired somebody who was on stage, and getting in their face and hollering politics at them is never works. You got to come with them with the love supreme, like brother says.
Man, and on top of that, beyond like, I'm thinking it's past trying to convince people. You know what I mean? Like when I'm thinking of the work that you do, brother Eduardo, and just it's I'm here regardless of what you say. That's the message I'm getting from the music. It's not trying to convince anybody of anything. It's I'm here. This is me. This is what it is, and whether you accept it or not, it's going to be in your face.
Right.
That's the energy.
Hey, brother, when you gonna do another Santana gig, another tribute?
We do 2 or 3 a year. We just played at the Jewel sometime. I don't know, a couple months ago. That was a sold out show. So probably not again until next year. But next week I am playing with Experience with Ty Akeem and Leland Mickles. We're gonna be old school soul music. So next Saturday, the 18th, we'll be at the Jewel playing that, and I still get some guitar licks in there. We'll be that Aretha Franklin and the Jacksons. We play a lot of old school music.
Hey man, I used to play with Leland, and the Leland Mickles is one of the craziest, most talented keyboard players I ever played with ever.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He's a beast, man. He is something else. And
he's
also
playing with us. He's gonna play with us tonight. He'll be with us tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's gonna be with us, boy. He kills some solo. He be going. He just going crazy.
Man.
Shout out to Leland Mickles, man. North Omaha legend for sure. And also Ty Hakeem. She's the only woman that I know that can handle some Tina Marie. So I'm like, get busy. Let's get busy with it.
Yeah, that's a dynamic group though. That we have some singers in there. There's like I think 4 or 5 singers, and they all have different range, different style. We got Andronica. She calls herself Queen Teal. She's from the church, so she's got that gospel feel when she sings, man. She just got some soul. Then we got this other girl that she's a Latina girl, but she just got this soulful voice, and she sings like Aretha Franklin, and just got that raspy, just really soulful sound to her. So yeah, that group's going to be next Saturday, so it'll be really it's a dynamic.
We'll be looking out for it, man. Let us know when that stuff comes up too. We'll definitely keep in touch with you. So
man.
We have a thing called the Haps on here where we tell people this is what's going on this weekend. Definitely go by and check it out. So we'd love to add you to the roster. Looks like we have Calvin Williams in the chat, man. You having some technical difficulties today, but I'm glad you made it. How you doing, brother? Can you hear us?
Shoot, man, I can't get connected somehow.
Yeah, it's behind. It's lagging.
You gonna have to move out of your office at some point, bro. To every time you be trying to do it from your office, but your office is kind of in the dungeon a little bit, so your internet's a little choppy. But I wanted to try to get you on in the last few minutes here, just because I saw you kept trying to get on. Tell us what you got going on real quick, if you would.
Did he freeze up?
I just trying to support what Marcos got going down, and so we're working on the Unity Fest again, and working on Juneteenth. Between Southall, me and Marcos, we just been trying to continue to show collaboration, on what we're doing with the initial Unity Fest. It's keeping both communities, with the entertainment and the music, and also that leads to other things, as far as other conversations, which is resources and other ways that we can kind of help each other out in the community, because nothing brings people to music and celebration, and being able to hang out with other people.
Yeah, man. So I really appreciate the work that you guys are both doing on the Unity Fest. When I first heard that you guys were doing that, I was very excited. Anybody who knows about First Sky Omaha, we call this the East Side, thanks to Kimmer Snipes, because we want to find the solidarity between the North Side and the South Side, and we're going to do that first through music, through food, through hanging out, through getting to know each other on that level. And so these things are just as important as any political meeting, as far as I'm concerned, is when you guys put something together like the Unity Fest. That is a statement for real, and I really appreciate you guys doing that. When's the next one?
All coming together. We try and work on that date, Calvin, right? I don't know if he froze up.
Yeah, it's gonna be way bigger next year, man. We got Elijah's coming up on that thing for next, which is gonna be September 5th, 2026.
Okay. Got a date. Looks like you're already making an impact. One of the chat chimers, Heather Williams, in the chat says Unity Fest was the first time I really experienced Latin music since I have been listening. So again, turning some people on. That's the mission. That's the goal.
Love it. I take it you guys gonna have a major guest, because now, Calvin, you can set the bar now with CeeLo Greens and everybody.
Man, yeah. I can't wait to see what you got next.
Santana coming this time. Who's coming out? Let's see what's going on.
Hey, I mean, we can't really say nothing like that ahead of time, because I don't want to get people too excited. But
but the excitement is definitely there.
Yesterday, the thing that's gonna happen this time is we're gonna bring a big artist to represent North Omaha, and then we're gonna bring a big Latino artist to represent South Omaha. That's the goal, I'm gonna say what Marcos always tell me, man. Who's gonna pay for this, man? But hopefully, we'll be able to more involved, and they'll see the purpose, and of running together, to bring people together,
I heard that, man. It's what it's all about. That coalition building is what we're all about over here. If you're just joining us, man, it's 8:16 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we're over here with Brother Calvin Williams, who got in on the conversation that we're having with Brother Marcos Eduardo. And I'm speaking all things love supreme, all things music, all things drawing people together in a big way. So I really appreciate that very much. I appreciate all you guys' comments and questions. How can they get what's the give me the websites and stuff that they can reach you if they need to reach you about some of these shows and stuff coming up?
Well, go ahead, Calvin. Which one you talking about?
No, I was gonna say go ahead, man. You go first, because you got the better reception.
There's so many darn websites. I tell people, just Google my name and put whatever, it'll come up.
That's what's up.
I tell a lot of people, if they just even go to our Cinco de Mayo, if you can't remember anything, just do Cinco de Mayo. You can always message through that, like Facebook, that website. I have my own, which is just marcoseduardo.com. But if you know how to spell that last part, then you're going to be kind of like, what? But Cinco de Mayo, you can always just put Cinco de Mayo. That'll always get to me. If you go to one of our hubs there and then send us a message, that'll always get to us.
That's what's up.
There you go.
This Unity Fest that you guys are putting on annually, is there a website for that yet? Is there activities throughout the year before the Unity Fest happens? How can we be down?
Yeah,
we can do
you can
the Unity
about the Yeah, you get information about the Unity Fest on the freedomtainment.com website.
Okay.
We're gonna update it in a second. We slow over here, man, but we're gonna update it because we got last year's information. But by January, at the beginning of the year, you'll be able to see some movement on that, because we'll have like the contract signed and stuff, some of the contracts signed and stuff for that. Another thing that I'm working on is trying to bring an exhibit during College World Series, man, to represent the baseball league. Trying to work with Bob, Jay Dunn, Ben Gray, and a couple other people to bring an exhibit so we could have African American representation at College World Series.
Man,
I hate to be getting political, man, out here, but.
Nah,
I want people to know that I just think the administration, man, is kind of erasing like minority history, and that's one thing that I like about going to South Omaha, because, man, you can see the culture, and like I tell people, man, I love Omaha, man, and I just want the people in North Omaha and South Omaha to be able to benefit the things that come here, especially economically, you know, because I don't know why the people that just don't live here, why they can't benefit when like billions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars come to the city. I just think that some of that need to trickle down to the people that do the work, and then some of the people that, you know, live in the community. It also takes, you know, people other than me, you know, that got motions that can make people aware of what's going on, you know. Well, you know, South Omaha, they have a lot of documented.
You're actually doing a really good job, man, of being one of them people that have those connections, that are making those connections, to bringing some attention to Omaha, specifically with the events that you do. So you that person, bro. You're
doing it. Yeah, you're doing it.
Yeah. So I tell you what, man, let's continue this conversation another time. I definitely want to.
I'm just saying that. See, Marcos, he probably didn't tell you about. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep. No, I just was saying because they have in 20 years documented of the impact that they've made in the community. Really interesting, you know.
We didn't get all what you said.
Marcos probably never brought that up as far as the history he has connected with the community there. So
yeah, we talked a little bit about it. Yeah. You know what he's talking about, Brother Marcos?
Yeah. I let him know, Calvin, that we celebrating 100 years this year, the family. So, and our festivals, we're celebrating 100. This year was a big campaign. We did 105 years of Mexican festivals.
Man.
In Omaha. So we thought the Italians had us beat out, but we got them just by a little bit.
Man, that's 105 years. So that's
first one was documented in 1920. There's an article by the Omaha World Herald said there was about, and that was actually a lot. I think it said it was like 500 you know, Mexicans, you know, celebrating 16 de septiembre, so in September of 1920.
Man, and just the fact that they try to act like, you know, we're the Johnny come latelys, like
we've been here for a long time,
man. But not just that. I wanted to respond to what Calvin said about the College World Series thing, because not only are you doing things that impact, that, you know, give honor to culture, but some of that stuff is like no brainers. Like you think of the history of the Negro leagues, like black people had their own full league.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not talk about the impact that Latin Americans had on, or just Latin nationals had on, Major Baseball. Like the fact that we're not being honored and recognized at a major baseball event, given the impact that we've had on the sport of baseball, is mind-boggling. Yeah. But here we are.
But brothers, like, you were doing something about it, and that's what it's all about at this point. We can't say nothing unless we speak up and say something. And the other part of this is too, man, is I don't really try to pay too much attention about what's going on what they call mainstream. We got our own world, bro. We you know what I'm saying? I travel right down from 24th North to 24th South and go get my tacos from what's the place I go to?
There are a bunch of them, boy. You're gonna hit them all.
Yeah, the whole way down, bro. I told you I'm from California. The first thing I did when I got in town was like, where's the street tacos at? What's going on, man? Taqueria Tijuana is my favorite one.
That's how I was gonna say, Taqueria Tijuana, right?
Absolutely, bro. So, man, just appreciate you coming on, man. We're gonna go ahead and let you guys go. And I appreciate you spending the time. I really enjoyed this conversation. I'm very excited to see some music and get the culture and the whole nine. Calvin, you got some final words for us before we get out of here? Well, if you can hear me.
Yeah, you gotta wait for him to catch up.
Calvin, you gotta get off that dial-up, man. The dial-up don't work no more. You gotta get the high speed. Can you hear us?
I can hear you a little bit, man. You know.
All right, we just saying goodbye, man. Just want to see if you had some final words for us.
Hey, man. Nah, man, I don't have too much to say, man. I just want people to come, and support the activities that we doing, Yeah. And if anybody got any ideas for anything or just holler at me when I'm out.
I like that.
On the in the street.
Okay, man. I appreciate you. You can't come on the show. You can't come on the show no more if you're gonna come in your office. Go step outside from now on. We're gonna let you go, man. Brother Eduardo, we appreciate you too, man. Thank you for coming on this morning.
All right, man.
Thank you for having a strong internet connection as well. I appreciate it.
All right, bro.
We'll catch you guys, man. Peace.
Peace.
All right. Sorry about that, brother Cal. Man, technical difficulties. Appreciate you guys hanging with us through the technical difficulties for sure. I appreciate you guys' comments. Yeah, you're on the dial up for real.
Man, real bad.
I hope that you enjoyed that interview as much as I did. I'm so happy to learn about the culture, learn about all these things that's going down there, and highly encourage you to go check this out. It's going to be one of those ones. It's not often that a band this big can get together. So especially do a show at the Admiral. Like if you guys knew about what it is for musicians right now, they're trying to pay musicians as much as they've been paid 30 years ago. So we're still in the midst of the $50 to the $100 gig. So
man,
and when you got a big band like this, you got to split all that up. So right now they're hot. People are giving them money to come through and playing in the big band sense, which you don't normally get. It's usually 3 people, 4 people. The gig he was talking about, Brother Eduardo was talking about playing at the Jewel is going to be Ty Hakeem and Leland Mickles and him. It's probably going to be a 3 or a 4 piece.
man.
So to see this size of band and go through all these different genres of music together, I highly encourage you to go check this show out for real. Any big band that's playing out there, you should check out because it's very rare these days. Very rare. Support. We'll take a quick break and we'll come on back and finish out the rest of the show. We got about a half an hour left in the show. We got we'll wrap up some things that we started talking about and also get into some haps. If you have any haps, anything that you got going on this weekend that you want to do as well, that you think we might want to know about, let us know. Put it in the chat. Put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha. This is Friday, is the day that we kind of talk about a little bit. Yeah, we got work to do and we got family to care for and houses to clean and all kinds of things and political meetings to go to and everything. We got all kinds of stuff to go to, but we need to find some kind of good art, some kind of good release over the weekend as well, if you can, if you're not a person that works during the weekend. So we highly encourage you to let us know if you're going to do anything fun. Do something fun and let us know about it. Love to hear about it. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back and jump back into the conversation. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul B. He's Buddy the Gawd. Stay tuned, y'all. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All B, Buddy the Gawd. Hey y'all, 2 tickets were won last show for AfroCon Omaha. Jade hit us up and said, let's do it again. So we got a couple tickets that we're going to give away, but this time she's saying we should do a little bit of a question and see if you guys can answer the question. First person to answer the question and send the answer over to firstskyOmaha@gmail.com wins the 2 tickets. Let me see which one I want to do out of here. Let's have some questions about those. So this is going to be based on The Wiz, because when you get to AfroCon Omaha, you have an opportunity to win a couple tickets to The Wiz on Broadway as well. So definitely, there's some questions that she came up with for The Wiz. I'll pick this one in the middle. What was the name of the Tin Man's ex-wife? What was the name of the Tin Man's ex-wife in The Wiz? First person who sends that to the answer to Don't do it in the chat. First person who sends the answer to firstskyOmaha@gmail.com will win the 2 tickets for AfroCon that's coming up tomorrow. So this is a 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. event over at the North Building, the North Campus of Metropolitan Community College, 5300 North 30th Street, Building 24. This is where they usually have it. If you've been there before, you know where it's at. But yeah, right in the heart of North Omaha at the Fort Campus is going down. AfroCon 2025. Get your tickets now. The question is, what was the name of the Tin Man's ex-wife?
Man, it's deep trivia.
It's a deep cut. Let us know. And not in the chat. Send it to firstskyOmaha@gmail.com if you would. Meantime, between time, it's already what, 8:30? Wow. Time is flying. But we'll jump back into the conversation, buddy. What's next on the agenda?
Yeah, I got a couple other news stories to get through, and then we'll wrap up today's episode with a little Love Supreme conversation. So yeah, going from our own backyard again, what's happening locally in Nebraska, and kind of pushing to the national side of things. Just some updates. A few people have mentioned what's going on in Chicago in the chat earlier, and man, some updates, some wins, if you will, at least for the time being. This being reported by CNN. Federal courtrooms on opposite sides of the country on Thursday, just yesterday. Yes. Served as stages for the ongoing showdown between Democratic-led cities and the Trump administration, as judges weighed whether the president is exceeding his authority by deploying National Guard troops again to quell demonstrations outside ICE facilities near Chicago and Portland. In a scathing oral ruling from Chicago, U.S. District Court Judge April Perry granted a temporary restraining order halting Trump administration's deployment of soldiers in the state of Illinois for at least 2 weeks. So again, the time being kind of kicking the can down the road, but not wholly stopping what we are seeing. Again, the Judge Perry in the case says, I have seen no credible evidence that there has been rebellion in the state of Illinois that would justify federalizing National Guard soldiers. Perry says, calling Department of Homeland Security assessments of the protests unreliable. Sending in troops would only add fuel to the fire, Perry added. It's unclear what the next steps will be for the guardsmen currently in Chicago are already on the ground. The Department of Defense, or now the Department of War, told CNN troops will remain in a federalized status while the order is in force. So again, not just in Chicago, but also meanwhile on the West Coast, 3-judge panel with the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals also considered whether the Trump administration should be blocked from federalizing Oregon officials. So of course, Chicago and Oregon, the hotbeds right now, the battlegrounds, and of course, judges doing what they can to stop it. By all accounts and by all means, it looks like Trump is going to continue to push the line with this situation. And again, we having conversation of whether or not we will see these types of activities make their way to Omaha, another Democratic-led city, and per Sherman's recent post, again, I appreciate what Sherman had to say on social media, basically saying, expect it, get ready. And again, any indication, or if what we're hearing from Sheriff Aaron Hansen is any indication, it's only a matter of time. They're not building and talking about opening ICE detention facilities in Nebraska if they're not planning on filling them and putting people in them. So you kind of do the math, act accordingly.
Right. What say you? Leave it in the chat. Definitely will love to hear from you on this subject here. But I think that shout out to Linda Lathan, who put this in Friends of First Sky Omaha about the situation that's going on in Illinois. It is kind of Illinois. Do you put the S on Illinois when you say it?
I don't know. Illinois. I say Illinois, but I've heard of both. Okay. I hear that's a Nebraska thing to put the S on stuff.
Lord, don't tell me that. I'm already calling wrestling, so I'm not trying to go all the way over.
Go to Kroger's.
Yeah, Concord. So we are definitely happy to hear about some of these things that I'm not even going to put the happy on it. It's interesting to hear about what these other cities are doing because the mainstream will tell you that this is just inevitable, but everything we're hearing is a lot of people fighting back to all of these things. So and these are prime examples. We're hearing about the National Guard being sent in. It's really interesting if we think about that happening here in Omaha. I don't even know if we have any of our elected officials that will speak up a little bit. Maybe Mayor Ewing. So it would be interesting to see, but I definitely think it's a good thing to highlight about what other cities are doing to battle this situation as well. They're fighting for democracy in a big way.
Man, everybody is. So again, big shout out to everybody fighting it the way that you can and finding your lane and getting busy in your lane. We appreciate that. And again, today is Love Supreme Day. That is the lane that we're focusing on today. And as we kind of wrap up here in the last just over 20 minutes in the show, I did want to give some love to a Love Supreme warrior in the state of Nebraska that's putting in some work. Shout out to our partners over at Flatwater Free Press for doing this write up. If you don't know, talking about our state poet, Jewel Rogers, man, a powerhouse in her own way, her own right. Man, just I don't even have much conversation about this article, man. It's just a dope article. I definitely urge people to check it out themselves. Just talking about, you know, the presence, the power of Jewel Rogers. If you haven't seen her in person, if you haven't met her, if you haven't been privileged enough to hear her speak, we actually wanted to share a piece that she posted on her Instagram. Again, shout out to Flatwater Free Press, giving her some love. When we talk about love warriorship, that's what we're talking about.
Man.
Ain't no way I could be a real poet. I'm not viral yet, not hired yet, not tenured, hardly ventured outside of these borders to break boundaries, and still I'm astounding me with the way they let me infiltrate the poetry scene. Georgia says I'm good enough. Illinois says, girl, so what? New York says maybe, but that just might be the wow factor when they find out I'm a Nebraska baby. Say I'm good for a Midwestern lady. But then I remember the lives I've touched. The once not yet poets with pens in hand, or the ones who are ready to leave this land until they heard the miracle in my stanzas. And perhaps that's the punctuation, the period, the full stop, that any life, even your singular existence impacted, is enough.
There you go. We all we got, but that's enough. Again, shout out to Jewel Rogers for that piece. Dope piece. One of many that she's done. I've actually had the honor of, you know, doing some work with her. And she's on the mission to, again, just like Brother Eduardo is on the mission to spread Latin music to others. She's on the mission to spread poetry. And again, we need it. We need it. One poet that comes to mind that has impacted me as well. I kind of mentioned this earlier this week. I recently saw his work, I Am Not Your Negro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that's, it's important, man, when we talk about, again, Love Supreme and the work that not only Jewel, but many artists, poets, musicians, painters across the country, especially now, are doing as far as using their art, using their talents, using their voice to not only inspire change, but to inspire others to create that change, which is definitely what that piece is about. So again, big shout out to Jewel. Your thoughts?
Sir. Yeah, man. I highly encourage you to go check out I Am Not Your Negro. James Baldwin, one of my favorite speakers, orators, writers, poets of all time, and a heavy influence on me in a lot of ways. Definitely will check that movie out. Very powerful piece, documentary film. And yeah, just understand it, man, and check out that article on Flatwater, because it really kind of breaks down like the whole situation with the state poet, the history of it, and you know how significant it is that Jewel Rogers is doing what she's doing. And shout out to her for doing that. As a matter of fact, she's going to be a recipient of an award coming up with us at the Fun Fest.
Yes, sir.
Celebration. She already knows this, so we can say it. She's going to be the winner of the Love Supreme Award that we're giving away at the Fun Fest on the 18th. So shout out to her. Shout out the work that she's doing. We'd love to have her on the show, talk a little bit about her motivations behind what's going on and just her journey. And so, yeah, if you are inclined to hear from her, let us know. Hit us up in the Friends of First Sky Omaha or the chat, and let us know if you'd love to hear from her. We'll reach out for sure.
Man, history making Jay, again, the first black state poet of Nebraska, man. So again, definitely making history. Big shout out to that sister. But again, also, you know, she's undoubtedly a part of a long lineage, again, of poets, artists, Love Supreme warriors. And, you know, we are pushing that line, pushing that lineage as well. Of course, looking back to the likes of James Baldwin and I Am Not Your Negro, but also looking forward. Again, a lot of laughter, a lot of controversy around this whole Bad Bunny situation. But again, the sentiment, the energy is the same between all three artists, talking about Jewel, talking about James, talking about Bad Bunny, in the sense as the same sentiment I mentioned earlier, as far as not trying to convince anybody of anything, being unapologetically yourself.
There you go. And my favorite artist, one of my favorite writers, Toni Morrison, who just celebrated. We just celebrated. I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday. Her getting a Nobel Peace Prize in literature. She is always touting, not to not worry about what the presence of the white gaze, GAZE.
Mm-hmm.
We not really caring about what they call the mainstream is looking at, is worrying about. You don't have to worry about their judgment. You got your own world and your own thing going on, and that's how I see that. I tell this story all the time. I grew up in California, and I was out. I used to go out to LA and Hollywood and stuff a lot, and I would run into stars, run into people who were pretty famous, and the things that I've learned from famous people is that they don't really, you wonder how they can deal with all that scrutiny and stuff all the time. People knowing who you are and always running you down, and you know that if the bigger you are, the more haters you got. And
Man,
how do you deal with that kind of stuff? And most famous people that I know ignore everything. They don't even pay attention. The ones that spiral, the ones that read, reviews, and they're tripping on that. They kind of spiral. But the ones that are long lasting, they say I concentrate on the people that love me. That's it.
man, that
Those
part.
are, those are the only people in the world, as far as I'm concerned. So and I try to apply that to everything. To try to apply that to just art, creation of art, life. Do me and my boys like it? Then it's funky,
There you
and
go.
I don't care what nobody else got to say about it. And if they don't think so, then they just don't know. And I can't worry about whether or not they think it is or not. So I really love that part. That's what makes me. That's what comes to my mind when you're saying that about these three artists, unapologetically going to present themselves and be who they're going to be, and there's going to be a whole bunch of people that love it. As a matter of fact, there'll be more people that love Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl than there will not be people that love it.
Man,
Let's not get it twisted. We're part of the worldwide majority of people. One of the reasons why they acting like they acting right now is because there's about to be more people of Latino descent in the country than white folks.
that part. Was it 2030, 2035 is the projected deadline, as far as so-called quote unquote white people, European descendants, being a minority, a statistical minority.
Right. So yeah, it's we gonna have a good time with Bad Bunny, and that's just that.
Yeah, I think this been reported like 41 million Spanish speaking Americans. I think that's enough to support the the halftime show.
Enough to have a Super Bowl party, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But I think for those who don't know about Bad Bunny and what he does, I think that's it's an important part of the conversation, especially as we talk about, artists love supreme warriorship, and art being kind of the main, one of the most effective mediums to express a message. And again, being yourself unapologetically is that message. And Bad Bunny has done just that, particularly with this Puerto Rico residency. Again, we just had a conversation with Brother Eduardo, and him talking about bringing in economics, bringing in activity to a community, sharing the art, sharing the message, sharing the music. And that's essentially what Bad Bunny has done on a national scale for Puerto Rico. Again, many artists go out to Vegas, they have the residency in Vegas, and that is what it is. But Bad Bunny did the opposite. Rather than going to Vegas, he brought the world to Puerto Rico and had a residency in Puerto Rico, brought in millions of dollars for small businesses, brought in millions of dollars for the government as far as tourism, of course, introduced people to Latin music. And that's the energy that we're all expecting for the Super Bowl. And again, being unapologetically himself, and not just, for the 41 million Spanish speakers out there, but the millions of others who don't speak Spanish, that just want to catch the vibes, that just want to get down, hit them with a two-step a little. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. There's going to be people upset, of course. I don't know if you heard about the Turning Point USA having their own event during this.
Charlie Kirk's organization, Turning Point, is providing some Super Bowl halftime entertainment that they think should be what you enjoy, besides Bad Bunny, give you an alternative. Eros Pro 2, hilarious to me how the conservatives support the NFL, but the NFL doesn't support them.
Man.
And one thing we haven't been talking about yet, man, shout out to Jay-Z, who still has the contract. There's the reason why Bad Bunny's on, bro.
That part. Didn't really think about that. But yes, shout out to Jay-Z for that.
And thank you. This is what we were talking about before the show, too. Like Anthony Rogers Wright says. And Boricuan, a.k.a. Puerto Rico, is part of the USA. Can we quit acting like he's a illegal?
So I don't know how much I want to get into it, but we've been talking about it here on the show, and even part of I Am Not Your Negro, aside from being unapologetically black, like that's a big part of what Brother Baldwin talks about, but also talks about whiteness and why the identity of whiteness had to even create blackness to begin with, because we didn't create blackness. Let's get that straight. We didn't start calling ourselves black. That was a label that was thrust upon us with a whole set of laws. Look that up yourself. Right. The black codes.
The opposite of white, which is why white people had to come up white first.
Exactly. And just the fact that we have to get to the point where we're talking about whiteness as what it is, which is a mental illness. It's an illusion. And this whole Bad Bunny situation is point in case. Because you have people who are not indigenous Americans. Do we have to talk about Ellis Island? Who are talking about immigrants, saying that an American, Puerto Rico is a part of America. How is that un-American?
Yep.
We got the president, Trump, talking about he's going to talk to the president of Puerto Rico. Whenever that happens, please, y'all let me know.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Last time he talked to him, he was throwing paper towels at him. Relief for their the hurricane situation that happened.
Yeah. It was that Haiti?
Paper towels to people. Man. Yeah, let's move on from that. First of all, it's 8:46 right now, if you believe in the concept of time. We put a question out there, which was, where's the question at? The question was, what was the name of the Tin Man's ex-wife? Kara Warner, who, first of all, won the 2 tickets yesterday. Don't even need to be participating in this contest. Puts it on the chat. Then she came back and said, "My bad, my connection went out briefly, so I didn't hear you say send it to the emails." Okay, so we're gonna do one. We're gonna do another one.
Got to redo it.
This time, Kara Warner, you cannot answer. You're disqualified from this situation here. I got to put out another question real quick, and this is to win 2 tickets to AfroCon tomorrow. So let me go ahead and put this out.
Carl, you can't.
What were the monks? I'm sorry. What?
I was saying, Carl, you can't participate.
That's right. No, you okay, you got the message. All right. You're disqualified. The next question is, what were the munchkins turned into by the Wicked Witch of the East? Put the answer
email
in the email at First Sky. I'll put it in the chat. firstsky.omaha@gmail.com. The first person who hits me with that answer wins 2 tickets to AfroCon tomorrow. That's happening from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the building 24 over there on the North Campus of Metropolitan Community College. So definitely check it out. This is a family friendly event. Bring the kids if they want to dress up in their costumes, which a lot of people have. I think this is why she has this in October, because people are already getting their Halloween costumes anyway.
Makes sense.
But highly encourage people to dress up and come through as your favorite superhero or whatever the deal. Grown-ups and kids, everybody can dress up and come down to AfroCon. Definitely check it out. Even if you don't win the tickets, I highly suggest you go check out AfroCon. It happens every year. This is her 7th year doing it.
Hey,
lucky man. So it gets down. Power of imagination is what we're talking about today for sure. Question again is what were the munchkins turned into by the Wicked Witch of the East? These are all Wiz related questions, because when you get to AfroCon, you'll have an opportunity to win tickets to the Wiz play as well. So definitely check it out. Yeah, we just mess with you, Karen. It's all good. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there before we go on. We got about 10 minutes left in the show. You got about 10 minutes left to answer that question and shoot it to me at firstskyOmaha@gmail.com. With that, I appreciate it very much. Appreciate all of you. couple of the things that we failed to mention that's coming up. A lot of town halls are happening.
Yeah.
The town hall meetings are going down. Here's the dates. It's in Friends of First Sky Omaha several times. So you can go over there to the group page, Friends of First Sky Omaha, and check this out. October 16th, October 20th, 22nd, and 27th. Town hall meetings with the mayor. This is a perfect opportunity for you to go speak up, ask the questions, find out what you want to know, speak face to face directly, and ask those questions for him as well. So definitely check out the town hall meetings. Speaking of town halls, the Board of Education town halls is also going on. Shout out to Kimber Snipes, who is leading a lot of this. She's the one that gave us the information in the first place. Hers is going to be happening on October 23rd at Central High from 6 to 7:30. Vice President Kimber Snipes, you can see it right down there at the bottom. But check out some of the other ones. Shout out to Bree Fool, who's having hers on Saturday, November 1st at the TAC building. Also, President Jane Erdenberger. These are the ones that I'm interested in checking out. October 14th. That's one that's coming up here pretty soon at Norris Middle. So definitely put this up. We'll put this up in Friends of First Sky Omaha and check out the town halls that's happening because it's really going down. Also, shout out to Leah Lewis, who just won an award from the 2025 Adam Moorfield Founders Award.
Hey.
The Omahans Year of Institution and Movement Building that have created lasting civic change in Omaha and beyond, from leading the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation to serving as central voice in the national My Omaha documentary. Don't forget, My Omaha is coming out soon. Lewis has built enduring spaces for dialogue, healing, and community empowerment. That's what's up. Shout out to Leo Lewis. He was just on the show. If you missed his interview, go back and check the show out on YouTube. He had a lot of great gems. He dropped a lot of things to say. Shout out to Adam Moorfield for putting these awards together as well. The Strengthening Democracy Awards. I love it. So that's going on as well. We already talked a little bit about what's happening for Untamed Summer. 20 weeks. This is the 20th week coming up this Sunday. I think it's going to be the big blowout bash. So definitely show up if you can.
Bring your eating pans.
Man. What you say? Bring your eating pants. How come nobody told me about the eating pants? I need
yeah, gotta bring those. Come ready.
I heard a loosening the belt, but you can wear a whole pair of pants ready to eat, ready to expand. I love it. Also, we had our special guest on a little earlier, man, Brother Eduardo, and he's telling us about this event that's going on tonight, of course, October 7 p.m. over at the Admiral. Highly encourage you check this band out, for real. And we talked already about this happening tomorrow as well, the 5th annual Homecoming Block Party. Nebraska HBCU and Greek Collaborative is putting it down over there at the Omaha Star for sure. Also, this is a call to Imagine. This is for Friday, October 10th. She sent this recently too. Said she forgot to talk about the opening conversation for AfroCon 2025.
Nice.
This is happening tomorrow. Yeah, man. We have some special guests up there for a panel. So definitely check the panel out. This is going to be happening over at the Fort Campus Building 24. Again, if you are going to AfroCon, go early and have a good time, dress up, involve yourself in the stuff. And then 6 to 8 p.m. Friday, October 10th, which is tonight, actually, is the opening panel. So if you want to get a little preview of what's going on tomorrow at AfroCon, definitely check this out over at Building 24 on the North Campus as well. Something to do tonight if you are so inclined.
There you go.
And then last but not least, man, we got to talk about Joe Biden coming to town. Shout out to Precious McKesson, who's been putting this out and talking. She said we have an announcement coming, and I can't wait to tell you what it is. And then a few hours later, she dropped this on us that this is going to happen at the Ben Nelson Annual Gala, November 7th. So mark your calendars for that if you're so inclined. Go hear President Joe Biden speak. And I was very surprised to see that he was going to come and speak and come and be here. So
okay,
I thought he'd just be chilling these days, just riding it out. But
to the sunset,
still on the move. He's still on the move. Anyway, that's the haps. If you guys got any haps, anything going on you think we need to put on our radar as well, please put it in the chat or put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha, and I'd love to hear about that. 7 minutes left in the game, man. Where you want to go, buddy, before we get out of here?
I don't know. Pretty much ran through everything. We did it today. We got through the thing, which is kind of rare on this show. But
especially with the longer interview that we had today.
Yeah, with the guests, man. So big shout out to the brothers for coming through. Definitely make sure you check them out later on tonight. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have. I did want to mention we talked about the town halls earlier. Mama God I spoke to said she made it to the town hall with the Senator Terrell McKinney and Ashley Spivey. Just wondering if anybody else went to that. If you have any feedback or any takeaways from that situation, definitely let us know.
Yeah, shout out to Cheryl Weston who took her camera down there and filmed some of that as well. So I love it when she does that. One more I forgot to talk about was the youth and young adult male mental health awareness. That's happening the day of our event, October 18th, a little bit earlier in the day, 12 to 3. Definitely check it out. It's presented by Black Agenda Alliance, Urban Survival Club, and Young Black Kings. For information, you can go to info@baaomaha.com and definitely hit them up about information on this. But this is going to be really interesting. I think, since he's working so closely with the youth, especially young black men, young black boys, he's seeing some of the needs. And so this is really interesting. Talking about Brother Kasim, he's seeing some of the needs. So it's interesting that they put this together in order to address it. Young youth and young adult male mental health awareness. Children's mental health is the foundation for their emotional, social, and cognitive development. Prioritizing it today ensures a brighter tomorrow. So shout out to the BAA for doing what they're doing here with this. And then, of course, a little later on that night, go home, change your clothes, come out for happy hour.
Hey,
over at the Omaha Press Club. We're doing it big, doing it up top on top of Omaha, 5:30 to 7:30 at the Omaha Press Club. So definitely check us out on Saturday night. Again, if you don't have the registration for that, let me grab it for you one more time. Definitely would like you to register so we can know how many people's coming. There's going to be some food, hors d'oeuvres, a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of conversation, and we're going to give away some awards that night as well. Buddy will be in town. It'll be a funky good time.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Man, so many things going on. Don't forget about Feature 9 that's happening.
Oh yeah,
man. Spike Lee's coming to town, and I think they are starting around the end of the month to start doing the retrospective of his movies over at Film Stream. So there's a bunch. I think on the 30th, Malcolm X is actually playing. They did some partnerships with the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. Film Streams did, as well as Omaha Performing Arts as well. Lots going on with them too, but definitely put this on your calendar because Spike Lee will be in town on November the 16th, and you definitely don't want to miss that. I think tickets are still available there. But shout out to the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, still celebrating the 100 years of Malcolm with the things that they got going on, and you can see some of the other people that they've been partnering with: North End Teleservices, Omaha Performing Arts, Film Streams.
Yeah, man.
Some good partners there for sure. The Squad. October 11th at the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, an interview with award-winning trumpeter and composer Terrence Blanchard about scoring the Spike Lee's film Malcolm X. Man, that's crazy. And then there's that screening we were talking about, October 19th at 3 p.m. Film Streams. They're going to screen Spike Lee's Malcolm X over there too. I'd highly encourage going to this. I would love being able to go and sit in an audience again and watching the Malcolm X film, which is one of my favorite films of all time, man.
Yeah.
It's a trip. And then, of course, Feature 9 with Spike Lee is happening November 16th there. So shout out to MX doing it big this year for the Centennial events. Getting down. Love it. All right, about 3 minutes left in the show today. Really appreciate that. Oh, RG got one. November 1st, free community cancer screening. Get yourself registered.
Hey, Sanoa.
Where's the registration at? Let us know if you got a link to that. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Also, Ariel's 402 in the chat. He says, I still need a music teacher for these instruments. I forgot you mentioned he has some instruments that he's trying to get to the babies. Okay, RG, Big Wade. That might be a good idea.
Definitely. Big Wade has been doing some teaching as well. So definitely hit Big Wade up. The one person that I was thinking of, I don't think is teaching guitar anymore, but I'll keep on running through the Rolodex in my mind about people who are, I know a lot of musicians that know a lot that are teaching, so that we'll see.
Nice.
We'll keep on putting the word out for that as well.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yep.
I guess that does it.
That does it, man. I appreciate you guys joining us today for sure. This has been an awesome interview. If you missed any parts of that interview with Brother Eduardo, I highly suggest you go back and check it out.
Yeah, man.
And Calvin, I want to talk to you, brother, but we have to bring you out of your office.
Gotta get that right.
Yeah, gotta get that right because you got a lot to say. We need to hear from you, so we'll definitely bring you back under different circumstances. But definitely check out the interview on YouTube. Go back and check it out. Look at all the comments that were made there too. And man, find some bands out there. Find some different music that will become your favorite. Go
Yeah,
support
man.
that and check it out. We got different things in different sides of town for real. So big, like Buddy, you were saying earlier, the diversity out here is great.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't think about it, but we got all kinds of genres everywhere. Big
And
way.
getting a national look. Like this is not, you know what I'm saying? There's people making noise, moving state to state with it, representing. So support.
You brought up Kusher Stancy because I was very impressed by his show, and that just opens up the door to a lot of the African acts that are out here that are
Yeah.
killing the game in a big
Yeah.
way.
And our Native American brothers and sisters. Antoine X is an artist that I didn't know about, but he's doing it. He's doing it big, man. Check him out. Antoine X.
I love it. I love it. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. You got some words for the people before we go?
Yeah, it's Friday, man. Again, look out for the weekly wrap in your emails. If you haven't already registered, make sure you tap into that. That is the best way to stay on top of everything going on inside and outside of First Sky Omaha, man. We appreciate the support. We have our survey going on right now. What is your lane? Again, still pushing the line on that. So look out for that content. If you haven't already, make sure you like, share, subscribe to our YouTube page. We appreciate those who have already, man. Again, we need just a few more to reach our milestone of 500 subscribers on our YouTube page. So again, help us meet that mark. All you got to do is go ahead and hit that notification and subscription button on YouTube. So make sure you check us out. Even if you catch us on YouTube, just go ahead, or on Facebook. If you're following us on Facebook, still go to YouTube. Help us reach that goal, man. We need your help. And beyond that, man, we love you. We thank you. Catch us next weekend. It's going down. Fun Fest coming at you. Shout out to those who have already, Fun Fest is coming just a week out, man. Yeah. Time flies. So in the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo.
Take it away, man.
Man, appreciate everybody who's joining us today. Also, definitely look out for the weekly wrap that's happening a little later on today. It is Friday, so it'll be dropped at 4:00. If you have not signed up for the weekly wrap, then here's a link that you can hit. Putting it in the chat right now. Hit that link and sign up, and go ahead and start getting that newsletter that we're sending out. And also, people that get the newsletter, you have any comments on that? Send it back through the newsletter. Send it back to the email address so we can have that dialogue going on as well over there with the newsletter. So, weekly wrap is going down today. Look out for that. And we got special guests coming in on Monday. As a matter of fact, somebody from IB Black Girl is going to be on to talk about make some announcements.
Man, nice.
So stay tuned for that. We can't wait for that to happen. Of course, we love everybody over there at IB Black Girl. Everybody, they have the best crew. She's always hiring the best folks over there.
Yeah.
So they get down and they're doing some good stuff. And Tatiana Ali will be out here for that Kiki that they putting together too. So there's big things coming from all sectors right now, and I highly encourage that you stay on top of it with us and let us know too any of the things that we're missing here on the chat and on Friends of First Sky Omaha. With that, we're gonna get out of here. Pop says, great week of shows. Sick or well, you guys keep showing up and doing your thing. We love and appreciate you. Have a great weekend and see you Monday, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Appreciate you, Pops.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shout out to the Umaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders allowing us to speak before you. And shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. We appreciate everybody's comments, everybody's participation. We appreciate you sharing the show on your page, sharing the link on YouTube. We appreciate all your likes and subscribes. And we appreciate everybody who is a club member as well, the $10 people, the $20, $25 people, the $50 people. Thank you very much for those of you that are helping us out that way. We're going to do another push for memberships here because we're about to change some things up with the show and with the website so that we can have a little bit more of a deeper conversation with the people who have proven that they are chat chimers and they are people that want to really get down with us and build and have some coalition building and really build and get to some action. So those things are coming up, and we're going to tighten those things up pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. And we'll have some other opportunities for you to be able to come in and be a member of the channel as well. But shout out to everybody who is a member now and has been for a while. This is one of the ways that we try to sustain what it is that we're doing here. But we need a lot more participation. So we're definitely going to start reaching out and seeing if you find this valuable. Maybe you can be one of the subscribers to us as well. So in the meantime, between time, we'll get things together, getting ready for that and get ready for you and get ready to have a great weekend. See some music. live some life, live alive with one another, take care of each other. And yeah, man, it's all about the love supreme this weekend. Don't let the stuff that's on the news get you down too hard. Go out and have some fun as well.
There you go. Consume some art.
Consume some art. If you're gonna consume anything. Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious. This is protected by the red